All right, guys, we're back again. It's another Monday, and more books be dropping. So stay tuned. We'll let you know which ones.
Dang, Daniel.
Welcome back, Gators, to another incredible, exciting, awesome adventure of ComicGains! If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is the Princess. We're all Highness, looking very lovely today, just like usual, doing that princess way, so bow down and respect. Coco's right down on the floor. She's very, very, very needy today. All hell, Coco! And the princess.
All right, guys, so we're back. I hope you guys all had a great weekend, because it is Monday, and Monday we like to tell you which books were on the drop, which books have come down in price that you might want to be looking at. And we've been doing this for a while, and it's a pretty informative show. So basically what the Gains crew does is we scour the list for hot lists, trending lists, all kinds of different lists, which told you that these books were going to be exciting and hot, and this is the time to get them. Well, we'll bring in your own list, and we're telling you this is the time that they all are cheap, and whether or not you should be looking for them. Because some books that go cheap, you might not. Zach will tell you. Sometimes he says, don't go looking for this book. Sometimes he says, go looking for it, though.
Sometimes there's a reason why it went so cheap. Went down so cheap.
So, a lot of fun. But before we do that, we got to have a little bit of fun.
We got to get here some mug. I'm going to mean mug you guys with my mug root beer. Doesn't it say, like, take a bite out of...
No, that's to take a bite out of crime.
McMuff dog. So, yeah.
McGruff.
So this one's okay. It's not the A&W. If you want to get good root beer, decent, good root beer, it's A&W root beer all the time. Mug will put your mean mug on you. It's like, at least that's what the princess says. And, yeah, here it is. No aged vanilla in this one.
Jeez. It's just fresh. Fresh vanilla.
Fresh vanilla, and I don't got time for that. But I'm gonna drink it.
We like it old and dirty and disgusting. How is it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know vanilla.
Not too bad. All right, guys. So, yeah, we will report these 5 amazing drop list comics for you. And, like I said, a lot of times with this list, we've been drinking some of our own sauce. Like, we tend to buy some books off of our own drop lists that have been pretty important. It's a cool thing to look at. And this year, 2021, is a little bit easier because, or 2022. 2021 was the comic boom. 2022 is the year.
Comic doom.
Well, no, but a lot of things are dropping. But if you're planning on spending some money and building your collection, this is a good year to do it. And last year was a very hard year to do it. A good year to sell all your stuff, but not a good year to buy stuff. Yeah. This is a very good year to buy things. So, kick it off the list here. We're gonna kick it off with HitMonkey. So HitMonkey one shot number 1 from 2010. This is the Frank Cho cover, which is first appearance and origin of HitMonkey. Not to be confused with Daredevil 19, which a lot of people see that as his first appearance, but I think that actually came a week after the one shot did. This, it's a cool one, double gun. I think we all wish we had this one because it's a pretty spendy little book, even raw. Was a lot more expensive. That's why it's on the drop list. But obviously, a year ago, Hulu came out with their cartoon version of HitMonkey. I myself did not get a chance to see that. Zach watched it and actually said it was very, very good.
It's very good.
Very good. Actually, 2 books on our list have to do with HitMonkey, so we won't get into the second one until we get into the second one. But, like I said, a while ago, this was a very expensive book. It still has quite a bit of value, and just for everyone to be lookout, there is a second black and white print, which is almost double the price of the regular one. That one's even more expensive. But I don't know, Zach, how far did the HitMonkey fall out of the tree?
So, interesting thing about this book. There's no 9.8 sales in an entire year. So I had to go for 9.6s.
That is actually interesting.
And because I had to do that, I want to look up what the census was. Just for, I think, this book. There's only 21 9.8s. And there's only 123 graded. That's crazy.
That's really low.
Really low.
I don't even know if it had that low of a print run.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it didn't mention that.
So 9.6s. A year ago, was selling for 9.6, $450. Now $225.25. The range is $162.50 to $450. Average is $233.62. I don't know if this is ever going to go back up, but it's made. It's going to go back up. But I don't think it's going to be as like top tier of a book. But I think it will be regarded highly, but not what am I trying to say? It's not going to ever be a grail, but it's going to be highly regarded. So it's going to demand a fair amount of money, but I wouldn't go after this book, honestly, unless you really like the TV show and you really like the character.
You said it was good. I just haven't
I said really like it.
Oh, okay.
I liked it.
But not really.
But not really.
There's a difference. There's a grading system there, guys.
Yes.
You either like it or you really like it.
Yeah, it's like Cold Stone. You know, the little ice cream sizes.
I
like it, love it, gotta have it.
Okay.
I'll
I see
tell
where
you
you're going with that. Okay. All right, next book on the list. We'll just jump right into it because we're talking about HitMonkey. So you got Daredevil Volume 2, issue number 111 from 2008. Can you believe this is a Djurjevic cover?
Yeah.
This is crazy. I didn't even know this was a Djurjevic cover, but you got Djurjevic and Ed Brubaker did this book together, but this is first appearance and origin of Lady Bullseye. This obviously was made popular from the HitMonkey cartoon as well because they used Lady Bullseye, and there was all that controversy when this came out because they were like, hey, we want to use Bullseye, and they're like, like Marvel said, Hulu, you can't use Bullseye, so we'll settle for Lady Bullseye. But obviously everybody knew, like, why would they not let him use regular Bullseye unless they're going to bring Daredevil back? And then obviously we know now, a year later, they brought Daredevil back. So I'm sure we'll be seeing regular Bullseye pretty soon. But this is a cool book. I know at one point Zach had picked this book up in the 1 in 10, the Terry Dodson cover. And for a long time I thought that was the regular cover A. But this is, there's actually this cover A. But there's a bunch of cool stuff that goes along. There's a second print and that's really cool as well. And there's also a very beautiful David Aja, which everyone should be looking out for. This, worth a crazy amount of money. It's like almost $200 just regular variant cover. And if Zach remembers, this is what it looks like. So keep an eye out for that book. But a side note, I did a little bit of research on it. They did not yet announce a season 2 for HitMonkey, but it is in the works. So it did not get canceled. So there is a very good chance we will see a season 2 of HitMonkey, which is good for all this stuff going on. And actually, I didn't realize how many good actors they got to voice these characters. Pretty cool. Yeah. Some good stuff. George Takei is in this show. Yeah. So I don't think he's the main character, but Zach, how far has our friend Lady Bullseye fallen? So
interesting thing enough, the cover A, there's only 7 9.8s. So
Jesus,
but
this is crazy.
It's ridiculous. But one book that's very similar in price. It's the same book. It's just that one variant, the one that you don't like.
The 1 in 10.
The 1 in 10. It's same price. Yeah. So I went after that. Closely connected, guys. So prices a year ago, loosely, $600 now $400. It dropped quite a bit. Not in half, but almost. 260 was low. High is 600. Average sale is $444.45. I mean, I really like Lady Bullseye. I really do. I actually have, I think, all the copies, but I can't find them because I'm not organized. But yeah, it's a very good character. I mean, it's one of those characters that already existed before, and then they made a lady version of it, which I can get behind it. I think it's actually pretty cool.
That's
pretty cool. Like especially NOAX, but Lady Bullseye, really cool. I mean, I would definitely try to get a 9.8, or at least buy a raw and set it in and get a 9.8, a regular cover A, because I think this book has some legs. There's also a newsstand, so look out for that one too. I would say this is a definite buy. And I think you can find it out in the wild. High grade copies.
Just make sure you harpoon it.
Harpoon it, yes. That's a sea cow.
So it doesn't get away. All right, guys. Next on the list, and we have a Princess Spec. So this is a special book. Princess Specking hard on this, but we have Captain America, volume number 7, issue number 25 from 2014. You have Stuart Immonen and the great Rick Remender working on this book together. This is first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. And, of all the Falcon and Winter Soldier spec books that came out, especially a lot of the ones that had to do with John Walker, this one, being more Falcon driven, this is probably one of the best books out of that whole group that didn't take the biggest kick in the shorts later on.
That's true.
Especially because all those books took a big drop after, but you do have, obviously, Captain America 4 getting announced, and we know Sam Wilson's going to be Captain America in that show, and I think the ending to that whole thing worked out really well. He looked good in the costume. They did that little, thing, him building up his skills with the shield, which I think worked out really well, so it made a little bit more sense that he was, like, getting good with the shield, and I don't know, I have high hopes for this new movie. They're bringing back Red Skull, or at least a version of Red Skull with his daughter, so this should be really, really cool. But couple things to look out for with this book as well. There's 2 variants that are pretty nice, and there is a Adam Hughes cover, which is stupid expensive for some reason. I don't even know. I mean, it's a great freaking cover, but it's like over $200 for this Adam Hughes variant of this. And we looked into the second print with the blue bottom. There's only like 1,400 copies of that book.
Like nothing.
Like, go out and find that book. We need to hunt that book down.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we need more copies of that book. But interesting book. So I would definitely think this book is going to go back up, but it's dropped. So Zach, how much has the Captain America 25 dropped?
Last sale from a year ago was $268. Now it's $170. Not too bad, like Adam said. It didn't drop too crazy. The range is $102.50 to $371.15. Average sale was $169.45. I think this is a very good book to go after for this price point, to be honest. I mean, this is the next Captain America. I mean, he's already became Captain America. Now he's going to get his own movie as
possibly
Captain
for
America.
A long time, too.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's a really smart buy for the price point. I would also try to get it signed, make it special, even more special, by either the artist or the writer or the hobo. If you can actually get him to sign it, if you can find him
sometime. He could show up at a con.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be at probably San Diego or something. But if you look at it, the actual actors and actresses that sign their first appearance, besides like 1 or 2 of the books, because I don't want them to sign like a Silver Age book. But if it's a modern book and they sign it, it goes through the roof. It's crazy. It has crazy value. But yeah, I definitely buy. I would say it's a definite buy.
Nice. Yeah, Prince has got a good spec going. All right.
Excellent.
Next up on the list, and got a nice little book here. We got Thor number 364, The Great 364 from 1986. You got Walt Simonson doing the writing and art on this book together, 2-timing it. First full Thor turns into a frog. Obviously, the issue before it's right at the end. You have 363, like right at the very end, he turns into the frog, like kind of as a cameo. And then at 365 is when he picks up that little like sliver of Mjolnir and becomes the Throg. So like in this book, he's just a frog, and then the next book he becomes Throg. Yeah. So, but and then also it does have first appearance of Puddle Jumper, who's that later on that frog that becomes Throg later on, but wasn't Thor. No. I know it gets very confusing. First, I don't understand, why does he have a regular name? So Simon Walterson. Why does Puddle Jumper have a real human name? If he was a frog to begin with. Anybody who knows, maybe leave a comment down below. I want to know why he has a human name. So he even has a last name. I get if he has a first name, but why does he have a last name? He's a frog.
I don't. I would have to say it has something to do with like a friend of the writer or a combination of two names put together.
But
I think it's like,
we do know that this book got really, really hot because of Loki season 1, when they did that like pan down and you saw him like hopping around that little jar, kind of underneath the ground. It actually said 364 like on the jar, which was kind of cool. Obviously a note to this book. What's to become of Throg? I don't know. Is that just like a quick, hey, remember when he was a frog this one time? Or will we see him in Loki season 2? Is it possible? Could he have come out of that? What was that place where they sent him? The variants?
I don't know. It's like the something realm.
The Knoll place?
The Knoll place.
This is
the nether realm.
This is what happens to you. I don't know, but Zach was laughing a lot when he read the prices on this book. So, how far has the frog fallen from the lily pad?
Oh, so, a price a year ago was $460.74 for a 9.8.
Ooh!
Now $114.48. Range was $109.76 to $460.74. Average is $232.66. If you're thinking about getting this in a 9.8 and expecting to make money on it, think again. But if it's part of your collection of 9.8 Thor books, I mean that's a fantastic price for a 9.8, $114.
Yeah.
So get it. But if you're doing it for spec potential, don't do it. Think about it.
That
guys.
almost seems low for an 80s key too. You know, even that price seems even too low for an 80s key.
It almost makes me a little bit mad that it was at $460 and people are buying it at that. Because, like, if you think about it, it's just like, it's a nowhere spec. Nowhere. It's going nowhere.
Loki season 2. It could happen.
No.
They could keep him in his pocket.
Yeah, they'll just put it on there so they can kill the Thor, whatever it is. Anyways, yeah, don't buy this book unless you just want to complete your run and this is the last book, or this is one of the books getting close to
Puddle
last.
Jumper's on that Lockjaw team, the Animals of Thor, for Marvel.
It's making me sad.
Super Friends Animal Team.
Let's change the subject.
Alright, guys. Then the last book to make the drop list, and I think this might be like the second time this book's been on the drop list, but it keeps dropping lower. We got Amazing Spider-Man 316 from 1989. Todd McFarlane, David Michelini, goodness. You got third appearance of Venom and first full cover. It's amazing they have to say that because I think 315 has his floating head on there. But this is just iconic, amazing book. Todd McFarlane artwork, probably, I don't know if I'd say it it's definitely in my top 3 of his Spider-Man covers for sure. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And for a long, long time, I thought I was priced out of this book. When I was getting back into comics and I was like, okay, I need to get all my big, black suit, Venom keys. And I'm like, okay, 315's just, out of that price range, and surprisingly, like 300, ASM 300 has dropped a lot lately. And what dropped right along with that is that 315. So it's like, there's just been some stuff. I mean, I'd never imagine you'd find that in a good condition for $50, and you're finding them everywhere raw for $50, which is crazy because they were like, over 200 for a while, just crazy expensive. But they have dropped in this. If you love this book, it might be your best chance to get one. So, Zach, how far have they gone down, and is it people's best chance to get one?
Well, prices a year ago was $1,200 for a CTC 9.8. Now it's $800. Crazy range, is between $305 to $1,525 over a period of a year. So, yeah, someone got lucky at the $305. That
was a weird one.
Should have been him. Should have done it. Average sales is $19.55. This is a very hard one because, I think it's going to go back up to that 1,500 point pretty soon. The Venom is just a classic character, and if the comic market, stays strong and gets stronger, this is going to be one of the modern books you want to get because it's probably one of the best 80s, 90s covers. I think it's 90s? Let's say
89.
89, almost 90s. It's probably one of the best 80s, 90s covers out there. It's very significant being the first cover appearance, even though most cases I don't think first cover appearance is all of that, exciting, but it's a McFarlane cover, and those two combinations just make this book kind of crazy. I mean, if you want the 300, you need to get this right by it. Mm-hmm. You actually need to if you get the 300 anyways. Yeah, I would say it's a buy, but I would try to get a little bit under the 800. I would try to go for more like the 600 for a 9.8 if you can get lucky. That would be a buy it now price.
Or just find it raw too. The prices it's going raw right now.
Yeah, and hope for the
best. It's hard to find it raw and high grade though, like high grade.
Or if you don't need a 9.8, go for the 9.6. The 9.6 is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that to consider. I think
it's high grade.
I think the best book on the entire list to get would be that Captain America 25. To be honest, I mean, $170 for a 9.8. That's a great deal. That's a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Could last you a long time.
Yeah.
You could look at it for a long, long time. Or sell it.
Whatever.
And then someone else can look at it for a long, long time.
A very long time.
There you go. All right, guys. That's going to wrap up the drop list for today. And if you love it as much as we do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you always know when new things are going down, because we're going live every Wednesday, including this coming Wednesday. We're going to be live to hang out with you and open some mystery boxes. I think we have... I don't even know which mystery. We have so many mystery boxes building up. We're starting to get a mystery box overload here. But we do have some we need to open with you guys. So if you want to see us open some games, come kick it with us on Wednesday. Don't forget to leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think about the drop list this week. If you guys have any of these books. If you think it's crazy some of these are on the drop list. If you're glad they're on the drop list. Maybe you hate some of these books.
Thor.
And Zach, you got anything else?
You gotta share how you do that. You gotta roll around this brain ooze stuff and get all infused and planned with your DNA, and you become an intelligent reptilian creature. I think they're reptiles. Plus a reptile thing, and then you decide to be ninjas for some reason and go save the world. Fight a guy that's wearing a tin can, and somehow you never defeat him all the way up until like certain points, and then he dies, and then he comes back, and he probably dies again. I mean, they talk about him going to hell, I guess, but then he breaks out of hell. It's like, hey, we don't need you there. Yeah, that's how you become a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Yeah, it's very relevant with the background.
Are they amphibians?
Turtle power. It's amphibians? They're not reptilian?
I don't know. Maybe they are reptiles. They should be reptiles. They're cold, right?
I don't know.
I feel like we should be smarter than this.
We should be smarter than this.
Is it a marsupial?
It doesn't have any hair. Is it a mammal?
No, that's...
I know, I'm joking.
All right, guys.
All right.
Until we see you next time, remember.
Get those education gains. Or you might
stay safe out there and get those gains.
Get those gains.